Hey, it's the Empire, Geobox Empire, Backstar Boxing. Now, man, my boy Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, is making another preparation for Tyson Fury once again. Now that this fight was delayed due to Tyson Fury having COVID-19, man, this fight has been pushed back to October 9th, and recently, Deontay Wilder continued again another training camp, and man, Deontay Wilder is training and he resumed his training at least. And wow, he thinks this fight is gonna be easy work, man. He trained and he was so sharp today. He was on this game so sharply that he said this fight is gonna be an easy fight. Now my boy posted on Instagram, man. My boy Deontay Wilder, uh, he posted on Instagram how he started his camp today, and it's gonna be easy work. Right now, I'm gonna read exactly what my boy, the Bronze Bomber, said. He said, "Bronze Bomber, another great season, my brother at Malik Scott. This about to be easy." And he has the fire emoji, hashtag Bomb Squad, hashtag till his day, hashtag 2 times heavyweight champion. So there you guys go for my boy Deontay Wilder, man. Extremely confident. He's smiling at a picture. He's wearing like flowers on his pants, whatever. He seems to be in the Zen state. A state of where nothing can really affect him. People assume that someone like Deontay Wilder doesn't have a different side to him, an intellectual side, a side where he knows and can read the tea leaves of his situation. Deontay Wilder has been through a lot. And one thing, if you pay attention to Deontay Wilder, he will talk about how he likes to do things like read, how he's an intellectual. And when you watch Deontay Wilder talk, he carries himself in a certain manner, right? He carries himself in a certain way where he's presenting himself as a person who's not just a fighter, but who has a high IQ in general, right? He knows the situation he's in. And Deontay Wilder is the kind of guy, for sure, who knows what this fight means for his legacy, and he knows what having a good team would do for him, i.e. getting Malik Scott in his team, which was the biggest move in his career. People always assume that you need to be the best fighter to be a great trainer, but that's not the case, man. Usually the case is, those pure boxers are mostly the most intellectual fighters you could ever hear talk. Now, when you hear people like Lennox Lewis talk about boxing, he really breaks the sport down. Even though people don't like him, even Paulie Malignaggi gets really intellectual with the sport. I think that guy has some, crazy viewpoints, Paulie Malignaggi, but one thing he does know is boxing. He can break it down pretty good most of the time until you start talking crazy about Deontay Wilder, But besides that, having a fundamentally sound boxer like Malik Scott in your corner, that's just going to make it even easier for you to get things done as far as boxing goes and the philosophy of boxing, right? It's all about hit and not get hit, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, as Ali famously said, and get these combinations going, I'm really excited to see what Deontay Wilder is working on. And he, believe me, he's not just throwing a straight right and saying, "Wow, my straight right's nice." No. Not with a pure boxer like Malik Scott. He's definitely training other things. He's definitely throwing body shots. I already seen it in camp before. Wilder's throwing straight rights to the body. He's dipping under hooks and throwing left, right, upper hooks to the body. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder's doing a lot of things that are advanced. They're advanced boxing techniques, Malik Scott is definitely, he should be considered trainer of the year because this is a legacy fight. This is the Ali Frazier of our time, for sure. So these kind of fights solidify you in boxing history. The heavyweight division has that kind of cementing in boxing history. Everyone knows about Ali. Everyone knows about Foreman. Everyone knows about, the Dundies. and that the people that trained him, the Rocket, Mike Tyson, you think about his trainer. When you think of these heavyweight fighters, you think of their trainers too, because it solidifies them for sure. So this is a battle of ideas at the highest level, because every trainer thinks they have the key to become the best of the best, and it's really all philosophy at the end of the day. It's philosophy, manifestation, physical form, and this is Malik Scott's philosophy reincarnated in Deontay Wilder, born again. So the born again Deontay Wilder, in this picture, he's wearing red, a red do-rag and a red towel on his head. It's the phoenix, man. It's the rebirth in Malik Scott's vision of where Deontay Wilder should be, a fundamentally sound boxer with extreme amount of power. And that's just a deadly combination, because Deontay Wilder, he has the best chin in the heavyweight division. Let's just keep it honest. He took a lot of shots from Tyson Fury, and we all know about the gloves, and he wasn't knocked out cold. He didn't quit. He didn't pull Anthony Joshua, and the ref had to keep asking him if he was okay, and eventually the ref called the fight off because Anthony Joshua didn't want to go. He didn't want to continue, right? Deontay Wilder, his corner had thrown a towel, and the corner did not do what they were supposed to, i.e. is the reason why they got fired. So Deontay Wilder is always known to have a sturdy chin, even when he's wobbled, right? Think of Luis Ortiz when he wobbled him. He was wobbled for a whole round, but he didn't drop, right? A lot of people think that if you never get wobbled, you have a chin, but that's not the case, man. There's some people who never get wobbled until they get hurt, and then they're never the same. Think Sean Porter, right? He got dropped against Adrian Broner. He gets hit with some clean shots, but he gets back up and he keeps going. He don't ever quit. Sean Porter never been stopped. Deontay Wilder, a technical knockout is one thing, because his corner threw in the towel, and he's not the quitter kind of guy, and his chin holds up for sure. There's never a time in that fight where he got hit and he was like, his legs are gone, and it wasn't like a Marcus Maidana Adrian Broner moment when Maidana hit Adrian Broner so hard. When Adrian Broner stood up, he was shaking on his legs. Deontay Wilder just never had his legs under him in that fight. That's why a lot of elite trainers are talking about how Deontay Wilder just didn't look right in that fight, and how he just never had his balance. But that was right in the beginning of the fight. Deontay Wilder was throwing punches, off balance, falling, just swinging and falling. Weird stuff. But my boy Deontay Wilder, man, in a whole new Zen state, Phoenix reborn again, man. This is gonna be easy with the Flames, man. Big deal. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace.